could you introduce yourself first?
Hi, I'm Nonie Ibrahim. I'm from Malaysia, and I actually formerly I'm still a government servant in Malaysia. I formerly worked with Ministry of International Trade Industry, so I have served almost 20 years. So now I come to Malaysia under JICA scholarships to pursue my PhD in GRIPS. And I intended to focus on areas of my previous work, mostly on technologies upgrades.
Okay. So could you tell me more about your research more?
Well, my research primarily it will be on the development of policies, public policy. My concentration is towards public policy, but I'm looking at into the challenges of the technology upgrades in Malaysia, especially on the semiconductor industry, and then where do policy matters, where do our industrial policy can actually assist with government interventions to push the technology ladder of semiconductor industry, because basically right now, although we are kind of like one of biggest player in Southeast Asia and also global player, but we are pretty much on the low end value chain. So more towards production network, meaning that we are more on assembly, very high level, not high technology like Korea or Taiwan. So in doing this research, I wanted to see where is the gap, because Malaysia has actually been in this industry since 1970s. So, but our pace of technology upgrading is very slow.
Technology development.
Yeah, I mean like how do you move from just factories into high value added activities, for designing, R&D and research, not just productions using a lot of workers, because Malaysia is moving towards developed countries, and one of the matters that for you to achieve developed country is innovations. So you have to input innovations into your developments. Why I choose Japan, in a way, it's like one is Japan, it's developed countries, and one is my focus is on technology, where Japan is. Because also that time there's several scholarship offers by Japan, not just JICA, but there's other offers as well. And thirdly, because I was also in charge on the some of bilateral cooperations with Japan in my line of work. I have visited Japan before for my work, and in terms of I don't really much know about the educations here prior to coming here, but when pretty much what I read in the university's website, all those things. But when I arrived and I'm looking at the structure of the program, I think the program and then the educations here, it's very academic in a sense. Very academics, very accelerated. Lack of research approaches. Everything is require exam and evaluations. I'm quite surprised as PhD students. We are not supposed to be as an orator. We are more towards articulations of discussion, and then change ideas, and then towards more research pieces.
So could you share how you spend weekdays and weekends as PhD student?
This is joke among my friends. What weekends? I don't know the existence of Sunday and Saturday ever since I started my PhD. So So which is true. I pretty much, especially me and a few of our students, a few of friends, like not many, I think, we pretty much at school, and you see from Monday to Sunday, pretty much morning to night. So my especially my schedule pretty much by 7 o'clock I'm already at school, and then I'll go back around 9 on a daily basis, depending if I need to do extra studies for assignments, any presentation, I might sleep at school sometimes. So PhD journey I compared to with when I was in undergraduates, my degree and master, it's way different. And those who want to actually start their PhD, thinking about it, and you have to really get ready for that. You know, it's going to be very different compared to your degree or masters. One is a PhD student, your group, your friends are very small, and you hardly see them. So for you to have a discussion and group study, it is very difficult. So that support is a bit lack unless you be able to have a really fixed group that could assist you, which I'm lucky we engage. So pretty much it's I would say a lonely journey in a way. So you on your own, and then your timing is on your own. So you have to manage your own timing. And because the first 1 year will be all the classes. When you finish all the classes, everything in the next 2 years is on your own. Whether you come to school or whether you meet your supervisors, where you do your own writing, it's up to you. So that's the 2 years where people started to fall, meaning that they forget that they need to study, continue studying, and in the end they might have a limited time to finish. They have to extend all those things. So discipline is very important in PhD life, because it's pretty much you are on your own to actually manage your times and your progress.
Especially PhD students, have to decide everything, but
Yes, correct. Yeah, you have to decide yourself, but of course with the advice for your supervisor. But then you have to when you come to your research work, you have to have constant engagement with your supervisors. And it's where you actually guide throughout your research work. If you only meet once a year, it will be very difficult.
As international PhD students in Japan, are there any difficulties studying Japan or doing in Japan?
Studying in Japan, like my institute, it's English, so pretty much language is not a problem. But in my universities, we don't really engage a lot with Japanese students. There's lack of Japanese students in a way that my institute is a graduate school, so it's very small, maybe around 400 to 500. So you don't really, there's not many Japanese PhD students as well. So you will not be able to practice or communicate in Japanese if you want to learn something. So basically, even I have not even engagement with any Japanese students. So
in Japan, international group and the national groups are really very separate.
Yes.
Isolated to each other. We need a kind of a bridge to communicate.
So that's why I don't understand, even in my school, that we have a Japanese council and then the international council. Why not just one council together? When you have both, that is segregations ready. That is separations ready. Just have one council for everybody to come in together. So and I'm not really sure what's the justify of having different council. For me, having two different, and then you differentiate between the nationals and internationals. That's a kind of separations already. There's already gaps that you put in place already.
Yes. we don't have any opportunities to communicate with.
Yeah, hardly except when there's kind of event, and then the event started to grow right now because now we can have the physical events. So
Okay. Is there any differences of PhD curriculum between Malaysia and Japan? Or
I can't be sure actually because I haven't done PhD in Malaysia, but one I see the difference. It different here is different universities institute have different curriculum and different way of evaluations. So like in my universities, like I was quite surprised. One is we do not have any semester holidays or year-end holidays. It put a lot of pressures on the student. So basically, our semester continue until you finish. Unlike other universities like Waseda or Tokyo University, you have semester break. So even you don't have semester break, at least you have a year-end academic break, like 2 weeks, or even they even get a month or more, you know. So generally, at least they get 3 weeks. But in GRIPS, our holidays is only public holidays. So I have this that is where I find my PhD journey is not really motivating me so much, and I don't experience likeness of of this journey. I love to study. I always love studying. But being in this kind of environment, this kind of structure, I don't enjoy my studies. I don't enjoy. But for me, in a way, you need a break. No matter what, a student, you need in between the break for you to like relax and motivate yourself for the next semester and next academic year.
Everyone needs break time.
So basically now, like you finish exam, next week you'll start a class already. And then you continue. And it's like back and forth. Yeah, that's. And I see people get frustrated. The student got really frustrated. And the sad thing is you don't enjoy learning. That's a waste.
Even hearing your story, it's frustrating. Okay, so what are the advantage of studying in Japan?
I think for me as Malaysians, the scholarships is abundant from Japan, so it's not that difficult, and then acceptance of Malaysians to study here is also high in terms of scholarship, in terms of universities, and I guess because we use English in our academic as well in Malaysia, so we don't really have that much of problems in terms of the evaluations. What I think about studying here is, like I say, I don't enjoy that much right now.
Of course.
Yeah, but one thing good about grades is we have a lot of professors, talents that coming from the industries and also from the ministries levels, from researchers, those from the Central Bank of Japan. So they comes with not just academic experience but also the real experience in the economy. So it merged in a way that you get both of your learning, which is good. And in terms of talents, in my university, it's really good. In terms of the structure of the program, it needs to be relooked back.
Okay, so you even meet not only academic person, but also people who work
Yes.
actually.
And also, I think universities also, you want to encourage learning, not exam oriented. Encourage learning, like giving motivations, a passion for people to enjoy learning. You know, if you don't enjoy, you don't remember, you don't be able to use it. You know, it just is something you would just finish and then go back. You know, so another thing I would say is like you have to have a conducive facilities as well, to encourage people to come to school and then to meet people and then encourage facilities as well.
It's kind of motivation.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, okay. So, do you have any tips or advice for Asian people who are thinking about studying in Japan?
I think one important thing is you need to search the universities. Try to find out their curriculums, their evaluations, their structural programs, and their semester break or not. I don't have the information before it comes, and I was quite surprised about the evaluation and also the not having a break at all. So I think for student PhD is very stressful journeys. Make sure the environment is good for you to learn. So this is very important as well. You need to pick the right university that enable you to enjoy your learning.
Exactly. We should know the structure, the curriculum to enjoy studying. Okay. So it could be the last two questions. What changes do you think should be made in Japan to make it more attractive to Asian people who want to study in Japan?
I think Japan is already attractive because we know Japan as developed countries, and then Southeast Asia very familiar with Japan. One thing about here, it's like living here, it's expensive. And language barriers. The thing is, although sometimes Japan give a lot of incentive during difficult time, we non-Japanese, we do not know all this because it's been broadcast in Japanese. So I think like student affairs should play a big role here to notify us, what kind of incentive that we could actually leverage as well, being as residents here, and for anyone who want to study here, and you have to get ready. Your living will be not similar as what you have in your own country. It might be difficult when you do not have a good communications of Japanese language. You might feel isolated a little bit, because you don't have interactions. So when you don't have communication, it's a bit frustrated in a way. And try to have a bit of research and then get yourself ready for this thing.
Yes, because in Japan, of course but it's in Japan, so you are surrounding with Japanese, all things, Japanese people, Japanese language. There's no option. So
I think generally a lot of people globally and in Southeast Asia always consider Japan is the safest place for you to live, but not necessarily. Not necessarily. Okay, it's growing. I mean, like it's safe. Generally, it's safe compared to other country. But just be prepared. No. You don't just choose something because it's just safe. Because your PhD journey is challenging, so you need to know about your academic life, everything as well.